know how bad the economy is?
The craziest part about the American economy right now is like,
the economy is so bad that I have to Uber Eats before I work a double shift.
It is no secret how dog shit the economy is.
This economy is violating. People don't talk about it enough, but I'm gonna complain every single chance I get.
One of my many grievances with late-stage capitalism is that you can't trust reviews anymore.
Okay, what is going on at grocery stores? This is wild. I now have to shop at 2 different grocery stores.
Want to know how bad the economy is? All jokes aside, come work in the ER and see someone in acute kidney injury, which means your kidneys are literally shut down. They are not working. They've been out in the heat all day outside working for their job, and they come in with kidney failure because they're so dehydrated, passing out, literally 1 foot on the other side of the grave. And they're telling you that they can't be admitted to the hospital because they have to get back to work tomorrow. Have someone that works at a tree service chop off the tip of their finger, tell you to wrap it up, discharge you so they can get back to work tomorrow. This economy is crap. People can't even be sick and stay at home and recover because they're worried about not paying their bills.
Year after year, more of us are tired of the increase in prices and everything becoming way more expensive than it should be. People are simply tired of being screwed over by these major corporations and jobs that are not paying enough. So many of us work over 40 hours a week and still struggle to make ends meet. We will work months and months just to save up, and these big corporations jack up prices overnight. And it's causing many people to be priced out. Check out these clips and let me know what you think in the comments.
the craziest part about the American economy right now is like, usually when you see these headlines talking about the economy or headlines about whatever going on in the world, it's like you see it, but you don't see it in real life. You know what's happening. Maybe you see like tiny effects of it or whatever. When it comes to the economy right now, every single person I know is directly, visibly affected by this shit. Lack of jobs, how much it costs to live increasing, all that other stuff. I am directly seeing and am personally affected. People I see on a daily, weekly basis. And I feel like that speaks to how fucking bad the state of the economy is. Like, we're not in a recession. This has to be a Great Depression, and I don't know how people are surviving. Maybe it's credit card debt, maybe it's whatever. But then the funny part of it is, when you see these headlines historically, and then maybe you don't necessarily directly see it, we're not hearing anything about this. And all the actual effects that this is having on society, people not going out, people not drinking, not going to clubs, not going to concerts, they attribute it to everything except the fact that everybody's fucking broke. And so, I don't know. I deadass don't know what's going to happen in like the next coming years.
Sorry, but you do not get to complain about the cost of rent while also refusing to get a roommate. The cost of living crisis has gotten out of control, but I think we forget that living alone is a luxury and
Back when I was 19 years old, 7 years ago, you know what? I lived alone. I had a nice studio and it was $800 a month. Do you know what that studio is going for now? That exact same studio, $1,800. It over doubled in 7 years. That is not okay. Back in 2000s, they made movies where if you had roommates and you were 25, guess what? You were considered a loser. Do you know why? The economy used to be so good, everyone lived alone. Back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, you know what happened? You were gay if you had a roommate. That's literally how good the economy was. The only reason it's a luxury now is literally because, guess what? We aren't taxing the rich anymore. We are giving them the money. We are giving them tax breaks so they don't have to pay. And you know what happens? They raise the prices on everything. They raise the prices. We pay more in taxes. And guess what? Everything costs more. We can't afford to live alone. And then we blame it on a housing crisis. That's only a crisis because guess what? We don't want to fix this.
The economy is so bad that I have to Uber Eats before I work a double shift bartending. And nobody's forcing me to do this, but like, in the past, I used to Uber Eats or DoorDash to, have income, but it wasn't like hurting me if I didn't, and now I'm like, I got to, if I don't, the bills ain't gonna get paid. I ain't gonna have no food for the week. It's that bad. Granted, we are paying a crap ton of money here in Draper. So we are moving at the end of June to a cheaper apartment. We're paying $18.75 here, and we're looking to bump down to like 13. And I think we found a 2-bed, 2-bath for 13. We're living in a 1-bedroom in Draper with a view $18.75. So don't mind me while I'm Uber eating again. But yeah, these bills got to get paid one way or another, okay? Thanks for your time.
A lot of parents are so out of touch with reality about the struggles that their kids have to go through nowadays in regards to cost of living not matching cost of labor. I'm an accounting major, right? I'm in my last year. I have an internship coming up in December, right? If it wasn't for that internship, I genuinely don't know how I would even be able to pursue, anything in this career. Because when I tell you I applied to over 300 internships, networked with the recruiters. They know my name, okay? They told me apply online. Didn't get a single position. That happened so many times, bro. And I would tell my parents about it and emphasize it. And my parents would be like, oh, you're probably just not doing enough, You're just not doing enough. And to be quite frank with you, it's really not that bad right now. You can afford a lot of stuff. I had to give them an example of a family member that's close to us, right? And he's in the same field as me. And he graduated in like 1980 something. In 1992, he bought himself a Porsche 911. Right, a Porsche 911. A 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with $400 a month in Miami Beach. Nonetheless, car insurance was $100. The Porsche 911 monthly payment, mind you, was like $400. And the Porsche was like $60,000. Bro was making $45K right off the bat out of college. For those of you guys that want to know just how much that is today, that should be like $105K right out the gate, okay? Today. But no, instead, cars are through the fucking roof, okay? A lot of jobs are underpaying or offshoring. There's more people that are looking to get hired than positions that are hiring. And just in general, everything is expensive, and that's something a lot of parents, including mine, are just out of touch with. Like I said, I got lucky because I have an internship coming up, and that should help me, land a job or get a return offer and something like that. But bro, if it was not for that, I don't know what I would be doing. Like, I would probably be having an early life crisis right now. I'm not going to hold you.
It is no secret how dog shit the economy is. If you are not experiencing it firsthand, you're definitely coming across videos of people that are. People's videos of people saying, myself included, saying they've made the most money that they've ever made in their life, yet they're the most broke. Or even 6 years ago, they made far less, myself included, far less, but seem to be financially better off then than they are now. If you have eyeballs or even ears, you understand that people are struggling and the economy is complete ass. However, you'll come across a few videos of people rebuttaling, saying like, oh, speak for yourself, which come on, man. Like, just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean not anyone else is struggling. But oftentimes their rebuttal stems around people spending. Well, if people are struggling so much, how come people keep spending? Buying flights, buying vacations, buying purses, buying material items, cars, et cetera, et cetera. And they are not wrong, right? For corporations to lower prices on shit, we do have to stop spending. But I'm going to tell you why we keep spending. We don't give a shit anymore. We are so burnt out. We are so stressed. And some of us, depression of the life around us and the landscape that we are currently living in, we just don't give a shit. We're so disassociated. We're like, yeah, I'm going to buy that fucking flight. Yeah, I'm going to take that vacation. Yeah, I'm going to squeeze whatever ounce of joy and happiness I can, because this is no way to live. So that's why people keep spending. And honestly, I don't blame them.
We have officially hit the breaking point. So now my question is, what do we do? The breaking point means that everything, as it's been getting more expensive, has now collectively gotten too expensive. So that it's not just people kind of getting behind on things. We're like from the point of no return where like there is no catching up anymore. Nobody could tell me I need to go work 80 hours a week doing something because I'm still getting now outpaced by the price of gas, electric, food. What are we supposed to do? Like this genuine human me to you, like what are we supposed to actually do? Because unfortunately right now, as most people are, they don't own anything. I don't own my car. I don't own the house I live in. I don't own these things. And so if I don't pay for them, I lose them. So if there's so many other people in the same spot, I'm just trying to see like the bigger picture, and I'm trying to like have like a conversation here because obviously like it's very clear that we're in a systematic collapse. But I think like it's what are we now going to do, because there is no hyper individualism. I can't sit here and take any hyper individualistic advice to somehow turn my life around, because it's not going to work. The world has now fallen apart so much, at least like the whole system we've lived in. So I mean, what are we supposed to do? What are we going to do? And I'm just open to hear like all thoughts and whatever else, because like ultimately most people's boomer ended advice is not going to help anybody, and that era is over. The idea of going and working for somebody else and saying that this now solves my day-to-day livelihood problems are well over.
Are we all on the same page? Like the next time there's an economic crash, which is gonna happen soon because when wealth inequality gets this bad, usually there's a depression that comes after. Are we all on the same page? Like no bailouts. The good times during record profits, we're seeing mass layoffs. AI is taking over basically everything, and instead of giving anybody any money, they're just building all these AI like factories across the country and trying to fire as many people as possible and bragging about how they're not going to need a workforce anymore. So no bailouts. During the good times, they didn't take care of us, so there's no bailout.
This economy is violating. People don't talk about it enough, but I'm gonna complain every single chance I get. We just left the drugstore and we spent $85 on Mucinex and cereal and milk. $85. I have no words. No words.
The whole time I've been on this app, I always see people like, going crazy if they get a Galaxy online. They're like, thank you for the Galaxy. And they do like a fucking dance, start doing backflips and shit. I thought it was like $100. I thought they were getting like $100. And then I looked, it's like 15, 20 to send one. So it's like, oh, okay, they're only getting like 10, 15 bucks from it. But I guess, if you got like 20, if you're streaming all day, you get like 20 of those. You could replace a shitty like day job with that, right? Bro, I was live yesterday just making a fucking smoothie, and somebody sent me one. And I was like, oh, damn, thank you. You just bought me a pack of smokes at least. Bro, it's $4. You get $4. 4. Guess what's $4? A McChicken, bro. The point I'm trying to make is that NPC Miles Morales was on here self-inflicting permanent knee damage for a down payment on lunch, bro. You remember he was jumping off his porch, swinging around that pole, thank you, and just like breaking his legs for $4.
One of my many grievances with late-stage capitalism is that you can't trust reviews anymore. I think the option to buy reviews should be completely banned. I don't think that we should be able to do that because I can't trust what's real and what's not anymore. I used to be able to scour through Amazon reviews and truly know whether a product was going to be garbage or not. Now, half of them look like they were written by bots. I can't tell what's real and what's not. I bought an electric shaver the other day from Amazon. It was like 4.6 stars. It had thousands of reviews. I tried to find ones that I thought were real, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. It's the worst product I've ever purchased in my entire life. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. That's not hyperbolic. It was the worst thing I've ever purchased on Amazon. And I don't even leave bad reviews ever. I don't leave reviews, period. I'm a review reader, not a review leaver, And I went and I wrote, this is the worst product I've ever bought from Amazon. I genuinely feel like I can't trust reviews anymore because all the reviews were glowing. This is the best thing ever. It's such a close shave. It fucking sucked. So now I'm just like, you can't even rely on what people are saying in the reviews anymore. How do we know what's real? Because they're just being bought. They're just being bought. We don't even have like genuine testimonials anymore as far as what's a good product. We're tricked into buying things by these fucking companies buying good reviews. It's just bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit.
Okay, what is going on at grocery stores? This is wild. I now have to shop at 2 different grocery stores. The first one, Aldi. Aldi is the GOAT because they will always have cheap, good prices. But I can't always get their meat because I've had bad experiences. So we usually go to our local grocery store called Wegmans here in Virginia. And it's great. It's fantastic. But I can't just shop at Wegmans anymore. It's so dang expensive. So I went to Aldi first. I spent about $83. I got all my fruits, I got all my veggies, I got my potatoes, I got my carbs, I got a lot of the things. I just didn't get a lot of like my yogurts and gluten-free items and so on and so forth, and my protein. So I go over to Wegmans. I get ground beef, Greek yogurt, some bananas because Aldi didn't have any, and then a lot of like gluten-free items because my husband has to do gluten-free. I spent $135. How? For a fraction of what I got at Aldi. How is that possible? Wild to me. I'm like, there's got to be a hidden fee in there somewhere because it just does not logically make sense. This is wild. I used to really enjoy going to the grocery store, and now I hate it. I'm just constantly annoyed because I'm like, these prices are going to rack up so quickly. So crazy that I spent 2.5 hours grocery shopping because I had to go to 2 different places. I'm so tired of living in this economy.
First of all, gas is almost $5 a gallon again. And second of all, I can't go to the self-checkout anymore because I get treated like I'm a thief. Well, I am a little bit because you think I'm paying 10 cents for a bag? You thought wrong. So I went to the store. I spent $200. On what? Not shit. I go to the self-checkout like I always do because 1, I'm not paying for bags, and that's how you get away with not paying for bags. And 2, because I want to do it myself. I don't feel like dealing with some cashier with a bad attitude. They all have bad attitudes. Don't come for me. I used to be one, and I had a bad attitude. It's a miserable job. I don't blame them. But yeah, I'm going to the self-checkout. So I'm at the self-checkout, and 2 times it calls over the person watching the self-checkouts and replays on the screen in a big video for everybody to see to make it look like I'm stealing. When I scanned everything and put them in the bags, I had to call this poor lady over twice to help me. But then she got suspicious of me. I put everything in bags, okay? Except for my big cases of protein shakes, right? Because they're just too much to be in bags. And I leave them in the cart after I scan them. She comes up to me and she goes, "Did you scan those? Did you pay for those?" Bitch, I used to work here. You get paid $16 an hour. You're doing too much. But yeah, I know some of you are going to ask, how do you get away with not paying for bags? Go to the self-checkout. It's going to ask you on the screen, how many bags are you taking? You say, no bags, and then you take them anyway. You can be mad at me all you want, think I'm an awful person for not paying for a bag. But where do you think that money's going to? Not the store. Not the store. Then I go to get gas at this same store afterwards, right? And I'm waiting, I pull up my bank account. The gas pump charged me $150. I only got $50 worth of gas. Like I said, gas is already $4.50 a gallon. I don't need an extra $150 taken out of my account. So I go up to the window, and it's my old manager. He's really cool. And I told him, I'm like, yo, Michael, what the fuck is up with this? Mind you, it's 5 degrees outside. So I'm standing outside in 5-degree weather waiting for this to get fixed. Thankfully, it ended up getting fixed. The correct charge is still pending though. So we'll see if they're trying to steal my money or not. And then, on my way home, after the store, I had to call the police. I've had a night.
I know you've had that one moment where you look at the price of things in public and you are just shocked. Companies are starting to raise the prices of their items by 30 to 40% at once. And most of us aren't getting any raises to our wages at all. Basic items like groceries and a place to sleep are now being considered a luxury by these huge corporations that are trying to take advantage of us. Most of us can't even go to the grocery store without stressing about the cost of everything. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. But most importantly, thank you for being here.